Welcome to Harcourt's Auctions online bidding room. As no event is currently taking place, now's a great time to get familiar with the platform. So let's start with some housekeeping. First, before entering the bidding room, you would have been prompted to sign in. Signing in ensures your bidding profile and status is reflected in your experience here today. If you don't have an account though, don't worry, you can still explore the bidding room, learn about our process, and watch all of our live auction events. As this auction event hasn't yet started, you have the ability to click around and explore all the properties within the bidding room. On the left hand side, you'll see a list of the properties assigned to this auction event. We call this our lot order. Now, keep in mind that this order may change prior to the start of the event. Next, on your right hand side, if you're logged in, you'll see your bidding registration status. Registering to bid for a property does not give you access to bid on every property. So you'll need to click on the property in the lot order to see the bidding status of the specific property you're interested in. If you're not registered, you'll see this reflected as not registered. If you would instead like to register on the property, you can go ahead and press the register bid button, which will take you out of the bidding room back to the main auction website to the property portal to complete registration. If you have completed all steps and just waiting on admin approval, you'll see pending registration. And last but certainly not least, if you have successfully registered, you will see approved and your paddle number. Once the auction commences, only those who are registered to bid and logged in will be able to place a bid. Now let's talk about bidding preference. If you have authorized your agent or the auction team to bid on your behalf, you will not be able to place bids once the auction commences. Instead, your agent or the auction team will be doing that on your behalf. However, when you are logged in, you will still see your registration status, your paddle number, and all and any bids being placed on your behalf. Now, if you've previously nominated your agent or the auction team to bid on your behalf, but you've instead now decided you would like to do the bidding, just reach out to our auction team and we can update your bidding preference. Changing your bidding preference will ensure that you are able to press the bid button when the auction goes live. Now, let's get in to talk about how the event's going to run. Now, approximately 15 minutes prior to the start time, you'll no longer see this video. Instead, you'll see a holding screen or the auctioneer on screen. Additionally, you won't be able to click around the properties anymore like you can now in the bidding room. Instead, you'll follow along with the flow of the auction event. At the auction start time, the auctioneer will appear on screen. He will introduce himself and explain the process of the event. The auctioneer will start with an introduction about Harcourt's auctions before proceeding with lot number one. Before opening the bidding for each property, the auctioneer will start by playing a short video about the property before returning back on screen and opening the bidding for the property. When the bidding for the property is made live and you're approved to bid, the bid button will change from grey to blue. The auctioneer will open the bidding at the advertised bidding to start from price. You'll see this asking price reflected in the bid button. Bidders will be able to make bids by pressing the bid button. Once you have placed a bid, you'll see that bid reflected in the activity below. Now, whether you are logged in or not, all viewers will see all bids in the activity section, and every bidder has a unique bidding number. During the auction, the auctioneer will call going once, going twice, going three times, and this is a prompt for bidders. If no further bid is made, the auctioneer will decide next steps, which could be placing an auctioneer's or a seller's bid. This will be very clearly shown to everyone watching, and this bid will always be under the seller's reserve price. It is simply a step made by the auctioneer to keep the bidding moving in the right direction. Alternatively, the auctioneer may lower the increment or move on to the next property, or the auctioneer may pause. If there are no bids or bidding slows down, the auctioneer may pause the property and move on to the next, or he may pause the whole event. Now, don't worry, these pauses happen so the auction team and the listing agents are able to connect with the bidders and the sellers to confirm instructions. If you're an active bidder, the highest bidder, or simply still interested in purchasing the property, please contact the listing agent or the auction team during these pauses to discuss your status. Alternatively, click on the help button in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Here you'll see a phone number which will give you direct access to the auction day bidding hotline. If the auctioneer mentions he'll be returning to a property, do not log off. Ensure you stay online until the auctioneer concludes the entire event. Often the auctioneer may come back to a property and reopen the bidding after receiving an update from all parties. Now, if this happens, all bidders will then be given another opportunity to place bids on the property. It's important to stay online because a property might still sell and often does. Once the bidding has reached the seller's reserve price, the auctioneer will make this known by saying we are now on the market. Additionally, you'll also see this show in your activity. When a property is on the market, this means that the bidding has reached the seller's reserve price and every bid placed will potentially purchase the property. This is where the real fun begins. The auctioneer will continue to reduce the increment until there is no more bidding. He will then sell the property to the highest bidder. If you are the highest bidder and the hammer falls, you'll see this in the activity as the highest bidder. Congratulations, you got the property. At this point, it is imperative that you organize a signing of the contract and delivery earnest money before the end of the day. Contract and earnest money must be delivered by the end of the auction day, or the seller may have recourse to enforce bidding terms and conditions and or offer the property to the underbidder. This process of bidding, pausing, negotiating, and returning to properties will continue for every property in our auction event. In the end, some may sell prior to auction day, sell via bidding, or continue negotiations offline. We love the transparency that our auction platform creates for buyers and sellers, and we thank you for your participation in being a part of this game changing way to sell and buy luxury real estate. Whether you're a buyer, a seller, or an agent on either side, auctions really do work.